Yo, what is up, doggies? It's your boy Beanie Kowloon, and my JPEGMAFIA iceberg has just started getting crazy views out of nowhere, which is pretty hype because obviously I want my videos to get views, and also I really kind of enjoy that JPEGMAFIA video, but to keep it 100 stack with y'all, I definitely missed a bunch of shit in that video. In this video, I'm going to be amending my JPEGMAFIA iceberg wrongs, and real quickly, I do want to just give myself a bit of an excuse for why I missed so much shit on that iceberg. In my defense, I had just started listening to JPEGMAFIA like this year with the release of his newest album, which is so fucking fire. But I went into this iceberg knowing absolutely like zero JPEGMAFIA lore. I didn't even know that he put a mouse cursor on all his stuff. Like, that shit was new to me. And also, while I was making this video, I noticed a lot more glaring mistakes that I could have fixed, but like, at the time, I was at like 200 subscribers, getting like 50 views per video. Like, I don't know, I was just trying to make a video to entertain some people. I wasn't really spending like 3 weeks fact-checking everything, trying to make the perfect iceberg. But in hindsight, I definitely should have, or at least spent more time fixing the things that I knew were wrong. But yeah, to amend my JPEGMAFIA wrongs, I'm just gonna read through this top comment on my YouTube video, which basically just name drops every single thing I missed. The dog David Graham, who must listen to JPEGMAFIA from fucking dusk till dawn because there's not a single thing about Peggy this guy does not know, commented on my video saying, "Some stuff that stood out to me either as being wrong to various degrees, mispronounced, or other thoughts I had while watching. First off, let me just say, you sound corny specifying to various degrees. Like, what are you, like a fucking nerd or something?" But anyways, the first mistake he points out, the Vamp 4200 tweet wasn't Peggy, it was Space Ghost Perp, like the handle said. Alright, this was definitely the biggest glaring mistake that I knew about in my video that I just kept in there because I didn't really give a fuck, which in hindsight, it was not a good idea, but in my defense, the tweet is pretty fucking funny, talking about people sleeping in king-size beds, telling them to lighten up. Like, it's still a pretty funny tweet, man. And I mean, also, I just kind of had it recorded and edited before I noticed the mistake, and then after I noticed the mistake, it would have just been so much work to fix it. And at the time, I just didn't care to do all that, which, you know, is definitely on me. And, you know, I just want to say, now when I make a video and I notice a mistake, I'll go back and take as much time as I need to fix it. Like, the last thing I'd do is upload a dud to the Beanie Kowloon YouTube channel. The next thing he commented was just Morissette question mark. This is referring to when I discussed the lead singer of the Smiths. I repeatedly call him Morissette, even though his real name is Morrissey. But in my defense, like, what kind of fucking name is Morrissey? Like, I don't know how to pronounce these weird-ass Italian names. Like, to keep it 100, I might be pronouncing this fool's name wrong right now. Like, what kind of name is Morrissey?
Morrissey.
The next, like, 4 things he brings up are also things that I just mispronounced. And all I can say on this is, I'm just kind of sped. Like, I got some dyslexia going on or something. Like, expect some mispronunciations on the Beanie Kowloon YouTube channel. But hey, you know what I'm trying to say. It's all the same, dog. Morissette, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm not gonna go over the rest of the mispronunciations this guy calls me out on because, like, honestly, who the fuck cares? I'm sorry I said Joe Chili World instead of Joe Chill World, but like, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking YouTube video, dog. Like, calm down. Alright, this next part of the comment, I'm still not even 100% sure what this dude's trying to say, but he's referencing this part of the video. Granola Records. This was one of the recording labels that Peggy used to work under. He would end up dropping Rockwood EP, Ghost Pop, Communist Slow Jams, and Dark-Skinned Manson while he was still working under the Granola Records label. And his correction to what I said about Granola Records was only the physical releases. It was just one person who was a fan. BBC was released with those 3 tracks through Trashfuck digitally and on cassette. Like, I'm not sure if I can amend this part of the video because I'm just not even sure what this dog's even saying, but I think he's just like adding more information that I didn't talk about for Granola Records. So hey, fun fact about Granola Records, whatever this dude's saying. The next mistake he points out is that I said Communist Slow Jams was never on any streaming services, and this is not true. Apparently it was on Spotify all the way up to 2018 or to 2019, but it was not the full album. Alright, the next thing he calls out is the TP cassette is not the image you showed. And then he proceeds to go on about a bunch of other nonsense, but none of that's really even worth reading. Basically, all that he's saying is I fucked up the cassette tape. And well, all I know is the cassette that I showed was the one sold in 2018 by Death by Mark, which is when Peggy was still a part of that label. But there are different versions of this cassette tape that are claimed to be authentic that you can find on the internet. So I'm guessing Peggy just released more than one version of the veteran cassette tape, and that could also be what this comment's saying. When I said he goes on, he does say something about there were 5 different full cassette releases, but then he starts going on about some other nonsense, and honestly, I don't even know what this fool's saying. So yeah, apparently there's more than one version of the veteran cassette tape. Next thing he pointed out was another pronunciation mistake because I said bop instead of bop, and to this I just gotta say, who fucking cares if I say bop or bop? Like, what are you saying, dog? Next, he just points out this funny screenshot of my video saying it was really funny, and it is a pretty funny screenshot. I got it off the JPEGMAFIA subreddit, full disclosure. The next thing he said was the Dark Skin Mansion DVD was sold through his own Bandcamp and through DBA, and this is just some extra information I didn't add in there that I guess he just threw in. So I mean, yeah, fun fact, I guess Dark Skin Mansion was originally sold on his own Bandcamp. Then he goes on to say, I don't think Ghost Pop, the Japan group, ever released any official full projects together other than bits and pieces of stuff that ended up in GPT. And this is just responding to a part in the video where I ask if anyone knows if Peggy released any full songs or albums when he was out working in Japan making music. And I mean, judging on this dude's expertise on JPEGMAFIA, I think it's safe to say we have the answer to the question. So apparently there's literally nothing that can be found on this album except for stuff that's in GPT, and I'm gonna keep it 100 stack. I don't even know what that is. Alright, and then the last thing this guy points out that I got wrong is just so wild to me that he didn't understand I was joking. This dog really calls me out for what I say on the uncensored veteran ID part of the iceberg, which if you watch the video I specify this whole bottom part of the iceberg is just complete shitposts, but I'm just gonna go over them anyway. The bottom tier is self-admitted by the creator of this iceberg to just all be shitposts, but shit doggies, I'm gonna still try to break them down the best I can. So throughout this whole bottom part of the iceberg, I'm just so obviously joking around saying shit like, yeah, I actually know firsthand that JPEGMAFIA and Donald Trump are best friends, and talking about how every copy of Veteran is completely personalized to your liking, and just a bunch of whole other wild shit. Like, I honest to God couldn't have made it more obvious I was joking around. This final part of the comment just truly blows my mind how anyone could be this oblivious of a joke. But the dog says, I know it's in the shitpost part, and let me just stop him right here. This is where the comment should have ended. If you knew it was in the shitpost part, why are you trying to fucking correct it, dog? Like what the hell? But anyway, the dog proceeds to say, but the veteran ID was always blurred. He mentions it in the Hassan interview, I think. He wanted something with a front and a back, and he noticed his ID would work well. Huh, really? So you're telling me that his ID was actually always blurred, and it's actually not true that he completely just doxed himself with an uncensored ID photo? Like, yeah, dog, I knew he didn't actually just fucking dox himself. I was just fucking saying funny shit. What confuses me is how he only calls out this part of the shitpost iceberg section and not the parts where I literally say JPEGMAFIA and Trump are best friends. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys now that I'm amending my JPEGMAFIA wrongs. Donald Trump and JPEGMAFIA, they're not actually boys. That image that I showed, I photoshopped that. I made it myself. It's not real. But yeah, the comment goes on. He continues to say, extra note, he says he wasn't thinking of ODB at the time, but sees the resemblance. And again, this is another thing that he's saying that I don't even know what he's talking about, but I'm sure he's just spitting some more JPEGMAFIA facts, so fun fact right here. And then this guy had to make sure to end off this comment in the corniest way possible by saying, also, please link to the different clips of live performances you used in case other people want to check them out. Like,
would you kindly shut your noise hole?
Like, first off, I already put a ton of links in that video referencing stuff I talked about, like, way more than I put into any other video. And also, I could have put no links if I wanted to. Like, most people probably wouldn't have cared. Like, I mean, be grateful for the links you got, you know? So yeah, I'm not completely sure if I actually amended my JPEGMAFIA wrongs or if I got a little off track just completely hating on this comment. But in my defense, who the fuck writes a comment this long pointing out every single mistake you made? Like, dog, make your own fucking JPEGMAFIA iceberg. Like, what is this shit? And also, I think just completely dogging on this dude makes for a way more entertaining video than if I were to make a video just talking about all the mistakes I made, saying, oh, I'm so sorry I messed up your JPEGMAFIA iceberg. But I do want to say, do not send any hate to this dog. Like, at the end of the day, he just dropped a corny comment. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. I don't have any negative intentions towards this guy. I just kind of wanted to make a video dogging on him because I thought it would be funny. And also because the comment did actually do a good job of pointing out a lot of things that I missed that I wanted to correct. And yeah, I should probably add that the whole comment section of this JPEGMAFIA iceberg is basically just people telling me stuff I missed. And there's definitely a bunch of other stuff that I got wrong, but I mean, you know me, I'm gonna keep it 100 stack with y'all. I don't care to read any more of these comments. But know what I do care to do? Shout out my Discord again, bro. Not enough of you doggies have joined the Discord. And that's not me saying the Discord's not popping at the moment, because the Discord's popping. But at the moment, we only got like 8 doggies in there, and I mean, come on. I'm trying to see more doggies in the Discord, bro. First link in the description. Click that shit. But yeah, that's the end of the video. And again, no hate to the dog's comment who I read, even though I was definitely just like hating on it the whole time. I was just joking around. He's a doggy at the end of the day. But yeah, as always, peace out, doggies.